That's a man's man right there.
What is that, man? Oh, he got a knife. Oh, I got my knife here to ask for. Thank you very much. Everybody packed these down.
Girl Scout too.
Girl Scout.
I did know the book. I promised her I'd learn the Boy Scouts if I learned the girl.
Alrighty.
It's ready?
That's 6 o'clock.
Huh?
It's 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. The meeting is now called to order. We have our opening meeting with an invocation and a pledge. Our invocation is read by.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the ability to come together tonight and just do the work of the city. I ask you just to give us wisdom and peace here tonight, be with our families while we're away. Thank you for the opportunity just to live in this town, in this country. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. Pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Okay. At this time, we'd just like to recognize all our visitors. We're so grateful that all of you are here today. We know they take an effort to come to City Council, but thank you so much for taking out of your busy schedule to come here. Not only do we have the recognition of our visitors, we have some special visitors tonight that's going to be sharing with us. And we know that sometimes when we come to council, we go into the deep heart of the business. But you know, this part of our recognition, it will be a recognition part for a group of young men and women that have done an outstanding job for our community. We always said that our youth are our future. No, our youth are right now. If they are not trained to be the future, we're all going to be in bad shape. So whatever time it takes, it's going to take a few minutes because we do want to hear what they have to say, and because we appreciate all the things that they're doing. And so the way we're conducted, I'll introduce the first two. I'll introduce them as they come, and I'll come down. And we do have certificates which we'll present at the end. And first we'll have their host. Were you going to speak, Mr. Chris? Okay. So we're going to turn the podium around. So,
ladies and gentlemen, as the podium gets turned, these students will be recognized this evening for their hard work, their leadership in FFA, as well as their supervised agricultural experience, their projects, agricultural projects. We're very proud of these students, and we know the City of Crockett is very proud of these students. And so they're going to tell you just a little bit about what they earned here in just a minute.
in keeping what was said, what I mentioned earlier, what we're going to do is let them each come up, and I'll read off the first certificate, and the rest of them will read off their position. So our first presenters tonight will be Diana Gomez and Sherilyn Garcia. They will be the first two coming. And they were the state champions in school-based enterprise, bulldog rabbitry business. They're business people. And their certificates are going to read, and we'll present them at the end. But Office of the Mayor of the City of Crockett, Certificate of Excellence, presented to Diana Gomez Mancella, and we're going to get to write it, and Sherilyn Garcia. State champions in school-based enterprise, bulldog rabbitry business. And it reads, whereas the Future Formers of America, an FFA program, has long been an integral part of our city, state, and national educational system. And whereas the Crockett FFA chapter program is designed to increase the involvement of all students of vocational agriculture in activities that bridge classroom learning to real-life experiences through supervised agriculture program events. Whereas several members of the Crockett FFA have successfully implementing local projects, and each has earned recognition at the state level through the State Achievement Award Program. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Anthea Fisher, Mayor of the City of Crockett, and the citizens of Crockett proudly honor and salute you in your brilliant and high standards of workmanship in the competition of your FFA, in the completion of your FFA project, and present you this certificate of excellence. We'll present as soon as you finish. I'll let you do it.
Hello, my name is Diana Gomez, and I'm a freshman at Crockett ISD. And this is my partner,
Shalene Garcia. I am also currently a freshman at Crockett ISD, and this will be both of our second year in the Bulldog Rabbitry program.
I have been introduced to Bulldog Rabbitry by choosing out an SAE, supervised agricultural experiences, by our teacher, Ms. Morris. On the other hand, my partner has a complete different story.
I originally had a different SAE in mind, but after working with the rabbits for a while, I decided to switch my SAE into what it is currently today.
My job in Bulldog Rabbitry is being bar manager. And as being bar manager, I control who takes care of the rabbits during holidays and weekends. And I am present when my teacher isn't present.
My position is being quality control leader. I keep track of all the supplies being used on a daily basis in the rabbit barn. Every time we are running low on supplies, I am to advise our ag teacher so she can order more supplies.
Some of the skills I have learned while working in this program is learning how to take care of emergencies when my teacher isn't present, such as birthing defects and heat strokes.
Some of the skills I learned is how to deal with animal behavior and management skills. I've learned how to keep track of everything that's used and when we need more.
This will be our
Second year in this program, and we were state champions out of 4 other teams in our category.
Take one at the end, and this one is Cheryl-Lynn Garcia. She's turning around. And y'all can get in front. Do you want to get in front so you can see? Be seen? Our next state finalist, top 4 service learning Bulldogs Buddies Reading Literacy Program, Jennifer Mendez and Ariel Parker.
Hello, my name is Ariel Parker, and this is my partner, Jennifer Mendez. We are both freshmen at Crockett High School, and we attended the state convention in Fort Worth for our project, our SAE project, the Bulldog Buddies Ag Literacy Program.
Our program is where we go to the elementary and we teach kids about agriculture. When we went to state convention, we placed second and we got to walk across the stage. We would like to thank our teacher, Ms. Morrison, for letting us choose the same SAE.
Yeah, go one more. One more.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, our next state finalist starts agribusiness Bryson.
Hi, my name is Bryson Smith. I was a sophomore in high school. Well, I went to Fort Worth State Convention. My company, Rockin' S Leather Works, which is where I basically make custom belts and other things like that, work on saddles. I didn't really know what SAE was until my teacher before, so they said, this is what you're gonna do. You don't really have the option. You really stay on me about it. Thank you.
We're just taking a okay, and our final presenter, Agro Science Fair Natural Resource Division, second at State Carlton, Athens.
Hello, my name is Colton Aiken. I'm a freshman at the high school. I went to state convention for the agri-science fair for environmental services and natural resource systems. My project was about how different food groups attracted or repelled certain animals from certain food groups. Yeah, I got second in state with it.
Just ask everyone to come up. As he takes his individual, and we're just going to group. Yeah. So this is, we've got lots of guys. We're going to just get a little bit of picture going on. And especially your teachers. Yes, teachers. And all that's an awesome
Good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And next time we'll have to invite them back so they can learn how to do city business along with agro business. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. At this time, we have comments from the audience, and we have two. One is Scott Shelley.
Sheila, ma'am.
Sheila, thank you. You come to the front. Yeah.
May I preface my remarks by saying, as a former council member, the act that you did for young people in this community is pretty phenomenal.
Thank you.
Far too often, the school board and the council and even commissioners are separated in how they present recognitions. But by doing this and allowing these young people to come forth, talk them as much as their award talked to them, and receiving this situation with such grace and meaning from the council is pretty unique. It's very unique, and I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just real quickly on this situation, I'm a new resident of Crockett. Been here for a little over 6 months. Have made application for a board or a commission, and have not necessarily heard some things about some of the opportunities that I have. Mr. Agustin and I sat down and talked about it, and he was very interested in doing this and so forth, but I understand it has to go before council. And my situation is this: I'm anxious to get involved with this community. Been very involved with former communities, or communities wherever I lived or taught, being a former teacher and administrator, as well as serving, as I said, on the council for 16 and a half years in Maytown. My ambition is only to help and to also get back in and learn a lot about what is going on and how I can help service this community and be a positive member of it by being involved not only with this council but also other activities and situations that might have that occur. So I just wanted to be able to tell you that I'm very glad that I came, being a former educator tonight, to talk about this part of it. But folks, y'all, not grand slam home run for those kids tonight. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next, Latrina Hicks.
Sir, I want to apologize to you now. I had to follow up behind you with something negative, so I want to apologize.
Ma'am, guess what? I heard it. Yeah, that's right.
Mayor and council, I am Latrina Hicks, lifetime resident and taxpayer in the city of Crockett, and I have some concerns with items listed on the agenda. Number one is in reference to agenda 3 and 4. If my memory serves me right, we, the city of Crockett, currently is under contract paying $1 million a month or $12 million a year for water that we're not using. I am currently paying $25 a month at one of my properties. When I don't even turn the water on, I still get charged. And the city administrator, so the city manager, administrator, is increasing the water rates. Really, in my opinion, there is a need to focus more on legal consult to men and to find a way to terminate the water contract. Also, in my opinion, the city's employees are receiving a cost of living raise that should be included in the city's budget, not raise taxes on our behalf. But the city manager has given the city employees a cost of living raise with our taxpayers' money, only to take those pay raises back by increasing taxes, water rates, trash, and sewer. What would we increase next? City employees are still coming up short on their wages. In reference to Agenda 6 and 7, what is the reason and the purpose for the city of Crockett voted to move forward to conduct forensic audit on the finances of the Crockett Economic Industrial Development Corporation? I'm asking for facts, not feelings. Number 2, why have the council not made a recommendation to ask or allow all of the taxpayers here in the city of Crockett to cast our vote for or against the forensic audit and your wasteful spending of our tax dollars? Number 3, if there are no major findings, then what? What would the council recommendation be then? Wasteful spending. Or how will the council handle the recommendations on the matter when investigating the people who are deceased? Wasteful spending. The fact of the matter is that the city council is planning to use our tax dollars to fund this audit, and in this form is wasteful spending. I'm quite sure the council can find more useful ways to use our taxpayer dollars than to prove a point or to clear the air for a handful of naysayers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we're up to item number 1, approval of the minutes of regular session August 15, 2022.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Okay, get a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Motion carries. Okay. Right now, we are up to, I did the recognition too quickly. But we did have the recognition of the high school FFA. But while we're doing that, we also would like to just let it be known that there are other groups that will be coming in for recognition also, but because of the length of it, we're kind of limiting how much we are able to do in one night. But we do have, these were the other activities that were mentioned. We're working on September the 17th, we will be having our first Hispanic Heritage Day. And personally, while I was at the dentist in Lufkin, I didn't know that Diboll had been having one. I was just bragging about it. Lufkin has had one, and all those surrounding, they've been doing them for several years. So it kind of took my little thunder away. I was flashing it, but it's such a great thing that we're recognizing all members of our community, and we're utilizing the grounds that have been set aside for away across from City Hall with the park, and I think Joni was part of it when it first started. We're getting the pavilion in place, and so it's becoming such a useful place to use. And then also on the 21st anniversary of 9/11, Saturday, September the 10th, downtown park, once again across the street from City Hall, we'll be having a full celebration at that time. So we do applaud all of our community for being so active in so many different areas. I mean, we're just getting things done, and we do appreciate it. So thank you so much. And that takes us to item 3. Consider, I'm sorry.
We normally get to say something.
Oh, okay, sure.
But I'd like to go back. Our city administrator is not raising water taxes.
Oh, I mean, in terms of, if that's responding to a
Yeah,
non-agenda.
well, we normally have.
But not a non-agenda.
We normally have comments from the audience and
Yeah.
council.
But not on agenda item, only.
Okay.
Yes, that was just a
We'll go right there.
personal
Okay.
item. That
All right.
wasn't an agenda. That was a 3-minute item.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And at your time, if you'd like to address anything that wasn't discussed, you have that flexibility. I do apologize for overlooking you all. Now, does anyone else on the council have something that's not related to the statement that was already said that wasn't on the agenda? Okay. I'm sorry, I do apologize for it. Okay, on to item 3, business. Consider and approve an ordinance amending Chapter 19 Utilities of the Crockett Code, amending Section 1937A, increasing the rates for residential and commercial water service, containing a severability clause, containing a repealing clause, and providing an effective date.
Mayor and council, I have the ordinance that we've discussed during our budget, beginning in our budget workshops through our setting of our budget this past month. And so this is the ordinance that addresses council's directions. This is the ordinance that will fund the budget that council approved last month. To clarify a couple issues here, all the base rates stay the same. There's no changes in base rates. After playing with the metrics and to see how we could come up with the amount of money that council was wanting to fund the budget with, the fairest way at that time was to increase the water rate per 100 consumption, per 100 gallons in the consumption side, and not base rates or change anything else. So your family that uses 800 gallons, that's 8 units. That's 8 100-gallon units, and that's right at 6 cents per 100 gallons would be the change in the water fee. So it's 6 cents for every 100 gallons based on consumption, and that's the first change that we've seen in our water rates since 2016 was the last time we increased our water rates, and since 2016 we were able to address correct the cost for water enough to where we didn't have to touch it for up until now. And due to some of the construction that the city's been able to take on, and the employee raises that was in the budget, this is enough to cover and that alone.
Okay. Do we have any?
Yeah, I'd like to just go back and say our city administrator did not. The water district went up on us, so we have to pass it on. So that's, we're not getting no extra here. It's just whatever they went up on us. So just to clarify, the city administrator had nothing to do with this.
Okay. Do we need a motion? What do we need?
I make a motion, we approve the ordinance.
Do we get a second?
Second.
Okay. It's been moved in second. All in favor? Motion carries. Bring us to item number 4. Consider and approve an ordinance of the City of Crockett, Texas, amending Chapter 10, Garbage and Trash of the Crockett Code, amending Section 1021, requiring all loose refuse and kitchen garbage to be placed inside garbage bags, amending Section 10-29, rates generally to change the rates, providing a severability clause containing a repealing clause, and providing an effective date.
Mayor and council, this is the ordinance update for our garbage. There was some things that were added in here to further clarify what our contract is with Piney Woods. Some of them had not been addressed since we moved on from Waste Connections. The loose refuge and kitchen, the garbage and being placed inside garbage bags, that was already in the contract. We're not changing anything. The way you're doing business now is no different than the way it has been. We also added in and clarified some of the things that Piney Woods has been doing and we really haven't been taking full advantage of as a city. I think our customers just don't know some of the things that Piney Woods is offering to us. And so those have also been included in the ordinance, not just in our contract that we know about, but where we can try to get the word out to the public. And a couple of those things on occasion. So if it's a regular occurrence, if it's every week, they are asking you to upgrade and get an additional cart. But if you had a busy week, you had family over or holidays, they will gladly take up to 3 extra bags outside the poly cart. And initially when we went into this, they agreed to once a month pick up two large items for free. So a couch, a mattress, a dresser, an old bicycle, anything that you couldn't really fit in the garbage can or haul off and at a big cost, or maybe you didn't have a vehicle, they were helping out. But due to the number of our residents, they're willing to do it every pickup because it's really hard for them to just make a log and say, well, you were picked up 2 weeks ago. So by standard, they're willing to pick up every when your normal weekly pickup is, they will pick up to 2 large items for free. The only thing that they do is request that the day before, that you call and let them know so they know to expect in that route how many extras will be out at your curb. They're also, due to liability and other reasons, they're not going to go inside your property, but if it's curbside, they'll pick it up for free. They just ask you to give them a notice and let them know that it's going to be out at your curb. And they'll pick it up on the day that your normal trash route is. So I really want to take advantage of that just to let people know, because a lot of people really do not. Most of the other changes are just within your commercial rates. That's like we had talked about, that's the 6% change in your dumpster services. Everything was adjusted by 6%. And they did not go up on us last year. So they're asking.
That's where I got the problem with this. Okay, I do have a problem with this one. I do. Because just because they don't go up on you last year, then okay, well, that was their chance to go up. So they don't go up last year, so they come this year and say, okay, well, we didn't go up last year. It's supposed to be a 3% a year. They didn't go last year. So now you're gonna go back a year and get that?
That's what they're allowed by CPI. So from the time that we initially signed this contract, they were allowed up to 3% each year, or right,
3%. So
or
they didn't
6%.
take that.
So
They didn't take it. They didn't take the 3% last year. So now they're gonna go up to 6%.
except for they're not going back last year. They're not going back and
So-
charging for the money that you did save last year.
Okay, so.
So that 3% is what you're saying.
If they don't go up on us at all until that last year of the contract, thinks, okay, well, we're gonna go up 30%.
Yeah.
And they can do that?
Well, the contracts are just five years at a time.
Right.
How
Most
many
of it-
times can they raise it in that 5 years? Is it 3% every year?
Up to 3% every year.
And they didn't take it
Yeah,
last
but,
year.
and I get Mike's thoughts too, you know, I mean, why are they taking all 6, giving us a big hit all at one time like that? I mean, I realize fuel went up and everything, but.
And that was their
Uh,
biggest reason, was because of the cost of
But to
fuel.
me, they should be thinking about us too, you know, just, I mean, I can understand taking the 3%, but not taking the
This-
6%, you know.
Right. To me, since you didn't take it last year, it's gone.
That's the way I look at it.
But I guess this is how you look at it. If last year, everybody was in a more of a crisis, so to speak, because we were just coming out. And to me, it would have been really hard to impose it last year. Not that they didn't have the right.
It's
not
worse
that they
this year.
couldn't,
Everybody else did.
But
It's worse this year.
actually, it's a little bit better. We move around a little bit. But the other thing that I can consider, they've increased, like that service, getting them big things out, and now they did not, I mean, even though they can, but they've increased the service too. That you can put a couch out and somebody come haul it out for you.
Well, their service is far better than anything we've
But I'm
had.
saying,
no
and
doubt.
I could understand if they were raising and they weren't giving us anything in
In
additional. But what it costs to haul off a couch if you don't own a truck, if you don't own anything, and you can just put it on your curb as often now as you can call them, like, a couple of times a month.
I own a business.
Yeah,
And if I could go up on somebody 3% a year, I would. If I this year say, okay, well, I didn't get it last year, I'm gonna go up 6% this year on a customer. It's just not right. To me,
Okay, so what is okay, it's not right to
I
you.
mean, no,
I mean,
carry it to a vote. I mean,
Okay, yeah,
it's just,
so,
because we
what I'm saying
discussed,
is, to me, it ought to be 3% instead of 6%, because to me, you gave up last year. You didn't do it. So I know if we don't do it, they're gonna hit us 3% every year.
But you have to also take in consideration through the tornadoes and all that stuff, they donated, I don't know how many dumpsters
yeah.
and hauled off and cleaned up a considerable amount of areas throughout all of our precincts, I know he did mine especially, and that was a great cost on their behalf, that we didn't have to take care of, but I mean, they are giving a better service than anybody we've ever
And I
had.
agree 100%.
They have.
If that's council's wishes, I mean, I can definitely pass that on. I know that's when he was here a couple,
during the budget meeting, he
Yeah.
explained everything to us, and we talked about it, and
that's what was
we went
approved
there,
then.
and it was approved, so.
Their reasoning behind that is if we don't have to do it this year, but they do have that flexibility if things catch up on them, so to speak, expenses catch up, they still have it on the books to catch up later. But you did save that 3% that one year that it didn't go up. And, you know, they're not gonna go and back charge you for that 3% that you
can't do
saved.
that. I mean, you
Right.
can't do that by law.
So that's what their
I mean,
their
but they're
reasoning is
going-
behind that.
I mean, but they're reaching back and getting the 3%. Just,
It would still be
I can pass on
6%
the-
right now either way. I mean, if they had gone 3 and they take 3 this time, it still would have been 6% as of today.
Plus
Without
3%
a-
last year.
Yeah, that's what I said, if they're taking 3% and they take 3% now, it'd still be 6% right now. But we had a reprieve over those 3% for a year. So, what is the pleasure?
I make a motion, we go ahead and approve the ordinance.
Okay, we have a motion, and we have a second.
Second.
It's been moved and second, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item number 5, consider and approve lease agreement with a South Pine Animal Hospital and authorizing Mayor Fisher to act on behalf of the city in all matters related to the agreement.
Mayor and council, we've been talking about this for the last couple of months. They were hesitant to go public with the news until they've completed their other purchase where they were moving to. But we did purchase the South Pine Animal Hospital on South 4th to be used as an animal shelter. Currently, they're still going to be situated at that site until they complete construction at their new location. So that is not an animal shelter yet. So it's still, Dr. Tucker is still operating his veterinary practice there. And we'll make more announcements as time goes on and we can complete the process of moving into South Pine, the old location. Until they complete their build out and everything that where they're going to move to, they're leasing the facility back from us since we already closed on the property. So they'll be leasing us, covering us under their liability and business insurance policies. That way they can transition out and, of course, continue helping us as they do on specific cases. But we look forward to being able to finally address our animal shelter.
How
needs.
long did they say they'd be there?
Their current estimate is right at 6 months.
Well,
They did close on their property last week, I believe.
I think it's a good thing that we've gone from conversation to actually having a building. We're in business now. It would take a little
Get these
time in
dogs off the
between,
street.
but now we can actually start doing business as it's been proposed for several years now. So I'm excited about it. On item 5,
I make a motion, we approve the lease agreement.
second.
okay, it's been moved and second, all in favor? Motion carries. Number 6, review proposal from qualified firms of certified public accountants to perform a forensic audit of the Crockett Economic and Industrial Development Corporation and approve the selection of firm. Okay, just as a summary, an overview of how it's gonna be handled. Usually when the requests for proposals go out, they're sent out, they're posted, and we were all aware, the council was aware that it has been posted. It goes out, and then the return, what comes in, they respond to it. It's not a limit on how many can respond, but actually we had 5 that actually responded. Under normal circumstances, we probably would have just gone and had a subcommittee, open them up, look at them, and go through, and then present a recommendation to the council. But because of the nature of this proposal, we thought that it would be handled more appropriately if we just allowed the council to be the first one to look at the proposal. They're gonna still have to evaluate it, and they're gonna still use the scoring criteria. But because it won't have to be a recommendation from a subcommittee to the council, but the council will make their own recommendation and decide which firm they will go with.
It's gonna be a little more lengthy than we normally would, but the way that the process would happen, he will open one and give an overview of the name and the day. We don't even know which one. Some of them didn't put their name on the outside, but they did return their packet. And so we'll give the council, we're missing 2 council members, but it is a quorum, so we will go with those that are here. And we'll do it one by one. And John will tell more of the details, but we just wanted to be as thoroughly done as we're capable of doing it. And I think this is the fairest way.
Okay, Mayor and Council, last Wednesday was the closing, according to our RFP that's been online for the last month on our website, as well as posted in our legal notices that we've had posted. We did have other firms that were talking back and forth, asking certain questions, where we posted a Q&A for those people responding. And we got, by Wednesday closing, we got 5 proposals. They're all sealed. I have what we would normally do in a subcommittee. We have kind of just a rating sheet or a scoring sheet where you put the name of the firm responding, and you go through, and it just helps keep things in your mind within some type of an order. And then council, after reviewing this, if you want to look at all 5 packets and kind of review them before you start scoring, just let me know. We can open them up and do it that way, or you just want to make notes as you go. If there's any questions on the scoring sheet, your 6 rating criteria is under relevant experience, has previously performed audits in Texas, and you can rate that 0 to 10, depending on how many audits have been performed by this firm. Performed audits involving governments. Another criteria, performed audits involving EDCs in Texas. Capacity to perform, has local resources or personnel in Texas. Some of these firms may be responding from out of state. They may not even have personnel located in Texas. We know that that's going to come with an additional cost for flights and meals. And then reputation, good references and preferred references from local government entities in Texas. And then the last rating factor is the cost factor. More than likely, there's going to be 3 different cost criteria: hourly cost breakdown, a maximum out of pocket or not to exceed amount. So that's going to be a key factor. If the hourly is higher but the not to exceed amount is lower, then that may be something that you put a higher rating criteria on. Their goal is, depending on the amount of work that they have when they come and compile all the material and they go to start breaking it down and putting their report together, if their hourly rate is lower, they'll charge less, and they may not reach that maximum out-of-pocket expense. But worst case, we'll have the out-of-pocket expense. The other one is what they include or what they do not include in that expense. And that could be flights. If they say we expect up to 3 visits, on-site visits, or interviews or data collection, up to, and if they're flying from out of state versus driving in from a city nearby, those are going to be the cost factors that council needs to look at. How do y'all want it? Y'all want me just cut these open and hand 1 proposal apiece? Give y'all 5 of all? All right. This proposal is from Weaver.
Go ahead. School.
If you want to, but since there's a quorum,
I might have to.
then you don't have to. You don't have to, since
Okay.
there's three.
That's good. Let's see. Okay, this is the high point. Okay. The estimate. 75 to 100,000. That's pretty good. I mean, page 25. Not a lot.
If you want to wait on the cost, to put the cost into you comparing to each other, that might also be, do a rate on everything, but just make a note of what the cost is, like the next or something. And then you come back to it and put that score in, however you want to.
We should have this before so we can look at it and do it.
The second firm, when y'all are ready, is Witham is the second one we open.
Where's their cost at? Like this one here, the very back, it's like 24, 25. So here, they're not charging us for additional travel or additional meetings and expenses. They are charging us for travel expenses. We will strive to limit travel and plan to combine on-site investigations. But this is their total. It won't go under or over that. That's their, yes, sir. Okay. And here's, this is pretty strong. It is strong. It's a good one. This is the other one that, the other one there, but they're not providing. I don't see them providing a maximum out of pocket. Oh, really? They got hourly rates. You can compare those against that one, but no. Whatever you think. Whatever you think. I think it's not disruptive.
It's not disruptive, no?
What?
Are y'all being disruptive?
I do what?
They're not distracted?
They're a little noisy, but it's okay.
We're going to ask that your council members, visitors, we're going to ask that you they said it was a little distracting trying to go through the proposal. You're welcome to stay, or you can go and come if you want to have a discussion. I think this is a challenge within itself.
The maximum out of pocket. All they gave us the hour.
It doesn't have a maximum out of pocket, so. Doesn't require going back and renegotiating and all that kind of stuff. You have to do one, you have to do it one.
I ain't gonna finish it because it's not completed.
That's not worth it. Look at. You ready for that?
I need to write down this one.
First one's Weaver.
Is that supposed to be an hour or something?
I think it's an hour. It's an hour.
They work with them, located in Dallas.
They have regional offices, Houston and Dallas. This guy here,
It says New Jersey.
that's where, this guy's out of Dallas. That's the,
Okay.
and it says that he would be our principal contact, but that's the one that doesn't have a maximum.
I don't know about you.
I don't know. That leaves a lot of-
Didn't you say Weaver now worked here?
Yeah, Weaver is the one that hired this Allen guy last time. We got this. The third pack is from Forvis.
Put nothing down
Yeah.
for expenses.
That's the hourly rate.
What'd you see?
The only one that really gave you everything was Weaver.
Okay, there.
They didn't give you a lot, did they? My only problem, this is a fairly new firm. It's from 2002. So they put all those firms together to form this one. So this.
What's that? That's a Houston number. And that's a San Antonio. I don't know what that is.
San Antonio, San Antonio.
looks like Texas too.
San Antonio.
Okay, they've done references. See, then for Athens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What did they do for them?
And they do it quite a bit, though.
So that's what that would do for
Yeah.
us.
I mean,
You know how they done. City attorney.
but you don't know the cost, the fine.
Mm-mm.
You should give it hourly. I mean, not like the others.
Actually put the cost.
I, Bailey.
Ah, there we go. Not to exceed 95,000.
Not to exceed 95. That's good. Okay, that's what I wanted to hear.
North Dakota. Hurt my heart. Yes, 18 states. Pretty short term.
3 months.
Do you see where the offices are?
Hmm.
Minneapolis, studying in Minnesota. The rates were good, but do it say?
I don't see.
And all they say is,
Probably don't need anything in there.
that's what I'm looking for, and I don't see anything. Here we go. The University of Texas Health, Texas Department of Family. And those only two on page 2. That's only 2 things. I'm not sure where they're, they don't have any here. That's it.
But it don't say nothing about EDCs. Oh, here's City of Elwood. Elwood. Okay. Scope of work from well, they don't have much in Texas.
Okay, so she's in Texas. Area code 325. It's San Angelo area. Yeah, I'm looking at the area codes.
But it's not really seen yet, so.
State of South. And see,
Where?
she's, one of their partners is located in Texas. She's in Texas.
Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to do this without getting this beforehand. And really, 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 really focusing on
Everything.
kind of hard. I mean, because you don't have time to sit here and read all this.
If I can't take the time, one
I mean,
Who was it? That wasn't the last one, was it?
that's the last one here.
that's the last one right here.
Ahuja and Clark.
Huh?
Aluja
and Clark. This one broke their expenses down in 2 phases. They gave us the first phase, and then they will come back to us for phase 2.
This one?
once they once they know what phase one looks like.
Oh, they're trying to be sneaky. No, $10,000 for the little that we're playing for first, they're using the same discounted rates. So, we're in the dark on that one.
On what?
So,
We're on the door.
so this one is, not to exceed around 10,000, once this one's complete. Develop it with the using the same discounted rates noted, the agreement to not to exceed the amount for the completion of phase two.
That's the last one.
That's the discounted rates. And then phase one will be 10,000, not to exceed
This is broken
10,000
down
per year. We
Yeah.
don't have phase two.
into phase one, and once they collect all the data, they will compile and present phase two to the
As they're saying, yeah, that's what I said, because they were saying, what are we, 5, they're looking for 5 years, right? How many
Oh,
years are we
Lord.
looking?
No, it's, 20
That's gonna be tough. Well, I don't even, I mean, you can't sign a deal and then them come back with, you know what I'm saying?
You all right?
Yeah, that's what they said, return that I, oh, okay, what they said, reaffirm it all. Okay, they keep theirs for 5.
I think Weaver gave the only concrete cost and gave a little bit of flexibility if they can get it done less than
Right.
they can.
I agree. I mean, I agree.
And they were very relevant to other projects that they've done.
You probably don't still want
About the element.
I'm not even gonna put this one.
Would have been nice if I gave you a price on phase two.
I mean, because
Economic
they're phase two.
development.
Expensive.
So they, this will list more direct economic development. Right.
Phase one, phase two.
I'm referencing more from, they have like 35. Yeah, I don't know if you can afford them, though.
It's based in Texas,
It's based in Texas, and
19 years.
What was it that we wanted
it's the cost.
For phase one, then they'll come back for phase two after we've already put them on the hook.
in? 10,000.
Yeah, phase two.
I don't know what their costs are. But they don't, they, and a couple of them said,
It's not bad, I understand they're, I
yeah,
don't know why they're proposing that, because they don't know what,
they're gonna get selected or not. But if they do phase 1 and we can't afford phase 2 and 3, we freak out.
then we have to start all over.
Oh, no.
So they're all on this website. This is,
I mean,
this is basically
yeah, wait. That one.
I know.
females, more females on this one.
See, okay, other project related
The mayor,
school district,
president.
city of Fairfield, nice day. I don't see no,
It's gonna be hard to find a selection.
EDCs.
Yeah.
Or you can kind of do the one on
Economic,
the state.
okay, city of, is
One,
there another one?
yeah, right here.
Okay.
Soda.
So that'd be a 10. I mean, they've done it.
My only problem
The little bit here is pretty nice. It's a lot better than everybody else's.
is, yeah,
I just don't know
straight, 5%.
That's the only problem.
Dark quoted fee, you will.
In addition to, where's their quoted fee?
That's what I said, I'm looking for that quoted fee.
This one, I saw their fee was somewhere.
It was early on in here.
Okay.
I think. Let's see some.
Let's compare the discount rates. So you got 340, 350, 425.
This was the one for 95.
280.
I thought it was that other one. Circle
And
one.
then manager, they got 265.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
This one didn't do that. Over 95, I circled it.
So your social 210, but theirs, they got 180.
Was it
This is a hometown bar. Because it was a hometown bar. But they say from 75 to 100,000. Raise it on
That was the only one that really gave us.
Yeah, they gave us a, and then in that 95. But look like they had some, yeah. I tell you what, the most well organized.
So,
The food job?
180 to 225.
Don't know what it means.
Compare that to the manager, 280, 265, 20 director, 350, 425.
These are the two that just gave us a price.
The other ones are gonna get you on the hook.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They said not to
But
exceed
they won't tell you what their other fee
75 to
is.
100, 95.
And their hourly rates are good.
Yeah.
Compared to the other ones.
Mhm. So, I would be leaning more towards.
Yes, daughter, I'm still at the meeting.
One of the things too.
Yeah, that's what I
There
said.
is none.
It sounds good,
They
but
said after they get,
good up front.
Yeah,
after they
you
get phase
come
1
back.
to you, then they'll come back with phase 2
give
and
them
say
10
how much
grand
that's
out
gonna
and then,
cost.
but if you put 10 and lose, that's the, yeah. I think that's a bit too scary. And it is well organized. You keep people for future reference on how to do it. But you just put a price in it. They got a lot of experience and it's well done.
I'd fix that window.
Sir?
Oh, I got a text about a window, rock chip. It's bad. I don't know if I can do it.
Better get before it gets late.
No, I don't know if I can
These
do
three
it.
are kind of,
It's bad. Blues left on her Jeep.
Gene said he's ready. Are you ready?
Yep.
You're
I'm ready.
They all said they're ready, Mary. We can just ask for,
you have to have a consensus of.
ask for a
Okay,
motion.
I guess I'm ready. I don't know. I mean, it's between them two.
Okay,
Between them two. I mean,
I guess at this point, we'll list your choice, and then we'll just select from that? Or do we have to list the choice?
If they want to, just say, what
The
they prefer
recommended-
and why they prefer.
I mean, yeah, just in terms of trying to make sure that which choice is which choice, right?
Right over Weaver.
Okay, at this time, we're just gonna go through and identify the choices and then get a consensus, a motion on which one they wanna go with. So, at this point, does anyone have any discussion? John, I guess you tabulate. Okay. Can we get a recommendation of which one you would recommend, and I guess we'll vote on
I make a recommendation that we'll appoint Weaver.
it? Okay. Does anyone have any other recommendations?
That was 10 and Texas. Let me look over my deal here. I think I'm good with that.
Do you have a recommendation?
Weaver or Witham, to me, have the best qualifications.
Which one?
Weaver or Witham is
Okay.
fine with me.
So right now, we can get a
What's the other one?
Witham,
Yeah, we're good.
Witham, but the one that didn't have a
Yeah, they didn't have.
Okay.
So-
Well,
I'll second Weaver.
okay.
Are you wanting to make a motion for Weaver?
I make a motion, we'll appoint Weaver.
Okay.
Okay, can we get a second?
I think
Second.
already seconded.
Okay, it's been moved and second, all in favor? Okay, Weaver will be our forensic evaluator. Okay, item number 7. Consider and approve issuing a notice of award to selected auditing firm. Approve authorizing Mayor Fisher to act on behalf of the City of Crockett in all matters related to contract and to approve source of funding. So,
I make a motion, we approve the issuing a notice of award.
And we need, within your motion, can you approve the source of funding? So as, do
Oh,
you want me, you got it? I was just gonna
I
clarify
thought you
that,
wanna explain it.
yes, ma'am. It's up to council. I am asking, being that this is an unbudgeted expense, for council to direct me to spend funds for this forensic audit. And whether council's wants the city to pay for it, or how they want the city to share the cost with EDC, or EDC to cover the cost of it, that's council's. I know in both of our budgets, EDC's and the cities, it's not a budgeted expense at this point, so we need council's direction on how y'all want us to cover this cost.
I think we should split the cost,
I agree.
because it's not a budgeted item for them or us, so, I mean, we're on the same team, so, I mean, it's coming out of the same pot, basically, anyway, so, I believe we ought to split it.
I'll make a motion, or she made a motion. You want to finish it up?
okay, well, you have to, yeah, include
Give me a
it.
headache. I make a motion that we approve the issuing of notice of award and approve the split, the city and EIDC split the cost.
And authorize.
Authorize the mayor.
And authorize Mayor Fisher to act on the behalf of the City of Crockett.
I second.
Okay, it's been moved and second, all in favor? Motion carries. And that concludes our meeting. Thank you so much.
You need these or not?
Do y'all want to keep those, or y'all want me to?
I want to keep it.
Yeah, just keep them.
Yeah, I do.
I've got like 2 extra copies of each. Or you want